welcome everyone, devotees, friends, relatives, and all different classes of persons who are related. Actually, we are all related. That is why the name Jagannath indicates that we are all related. We're all part of the same family. We have a tribal tendency to, we have different groups, we have nationalities, and we identify with this group of people, this country, this place. In the Bhagavatam, this is called Bhauma Ityadi, that my birthplace is the most wonderful place. It's like one time I was distributing books in one place in the U.S., in New Mexico, which is desert. Not even one plant. There was no plants, nothing. So we stopped at a gas station, and I talked to the person who was pumping the gas. I said, "What a place!" Like, what a horrible place. And he said, "Yes, isn't it beautiful?" So actually we have this tendency. We think my family, my place of birth, something very special. But the real speciality, or the real special thing, is Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra. Krishna, Radha and Krishna, Gaurnitai, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is the reality. Everything that is not related to Krishna. This is one of the key Chatushloki verses of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Anything not related to Krishna has no reality. So, one time I was speaking with a group of people, and one person, one devotee, I was talking about, let's hear the Srimad Bhagavatam, let's have some conversations about Krishna. And he said, I want to talk about reality. I said, I thought this is reality. So, this is called, in technical terms, Ishada Pitasya Viparyo Ashmiti, which means that in this material world we have everything reversed. We think that Krishna, God, the Supreme, is there to fulfill my wishes. And that my enjoyment, just like it would be better if we were theocentric, but generally we are egocentric. Our whole world revolves around me. But there are so many, if we think about it, there are so many millions and billions and trillions and quadrillions of living entities. And each one of them thinks the same way. Just like there's, 1.4 billion people in China, 1.5 billion people in India, 1.3 billion people in the Arab countries. And what do we know about them? But each one of them in their particular country or place or religion, they're thinking this is the best religion, this is the best country, this is the best family. So, Lord Jagannath, well, there's many reasons for his appearance. We were discussing some of them today. And most of you weren't there. It would have been nice if everyone could be there. But anyway, one point I was making, that Lord Jagannath comes out for the Rath Yatra for many reasons. One main reason is to give his merciful glance on everyone that gets the privilege and the opportunity and the mercy to come and see his beautiful lotus face. Because I was explaining today what Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and many of our great acharyas or spiritual masters have explained about Lord Jagannath. It's a very special deity. Because Jagannath, this expression that he has on his face, actually, there are many origins. And one of the origins I didn't mention today, I'm going to tell about. That when Krishna went back to Vrindavan. Krishna had promised the residents of Vrindavan he would come back. And as many of you know, some of you don't, this whole Rath-yatra festival, the inner meaning of it is that Radharani is calling Krishna back to Vrindavan. She's pulling Krishna by her love and her devotion back to Vrindavan. So, actually there was one point where Krishna went back. He went with Baladev and Subhadra and himself. They all went back to Vrindavan. And when they arrived, when Krishna saw the condition of the Brajavasis, they were lamenting so much. When Krishna arrived, even though Subhadra announced that Krishna was coming, they were so overwhelmed by separation from Krishna that they couldn't recognize him. But when Krishna saw Srimati Radharani, he took this form of Jagannath. And Narada Muni accompanied him. So Narada Muni, he saw this form of Jagannath Baladev. So he saw this form. What does it mean? It means Krishna when he's in his greatest ecstasy. It means Krishna, even though he's living in Dwarka at that time, when he goes back to Vrindavan, he told all of the residents of Vrindavan when they came to Kurukshetra that every day I'm thinking of you. My thoughts never leave Vrindavan. I never leave the hearts of those residents of Vrindavan. So when he came back, he actually came back in his spiritual form, his original form. Then Narada Muni, when he saw this form of Jagannath, even though he had seen it before, but when he saw this form and understood what it represents, that Krishna feeling the greatest love, he said that, my dear Lord, could you please find a place where you can always live in this form? And the Lord said yes, and that place was Jagannath Puri. But Krishna is very merciful. Now he lives in Debe, and he lives in Madhuban, and he lives in New York, and he lives in Bombay, and he lives in so many places. No. He expands because Krishna consciousness is always expanding. No. And this is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. So we must understand that Lord Jagannath, this festival, it's not just a chance to get together with friends and family and people who we haven't seen for a while. But the real purpose of it is that we just spent the last, let me see, to what time is it now?
5 minutes or 7.
So we just spent the last 5 hours plus with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We spent 5 hours with Krishna, where we're looking at him, taking in his beauty through our eyes, into our hearts, taking in his holy name through our ears, into our hearts, cleaning the road before him, glorifying him, pulling him down the streets of Penal and Debe so that everyone can get his mercy. So Jagannath has given us a taste of reality, because this is what everybody does in the spiritual world. No. So these 5 hours, we should cherish them and have that as the goal. My Lord, when will you give me the mercy that I can do this 24 hours a day? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Kirtaniya Sada Hari, that you should do this 24 hours a day. No? And then, as I always say, then the rest of the time you can do what you want. No? But at least just 24 hours a day for Krishna. And then the rest of the time is yours. No? That's Lord Chaitanya's formula. So we got a little taste of that. And we should hold it into our hearts and beg the Supreme Personality of Godhead, oh my Lord, when will the day be mine when I can amplify these 5 hours into 5 days, into 5 weeks, into 5 years, into 5 millenniums, into eternity. No. And that's what it means to go back home, back to Godhead. Every festival, every Janmashtami, we have Nrsimha Chaturmasi coming up. And so we get to spend many hours glorifying Lord Nrsimhadev, not just 5 minutes a day, for those that even do it. But we get all this time. So we cherish these moments. And these moments, they come alive when we chant the Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. When we chant, if we chant sincerely, and we try to remember Krishna, and we remember, we don't have to remember some esoteric pastimes, although that's very nice also. The more we hear about Krishna, the more we will remember Him. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam. The more you chant about Krishna's holy name, and the more you hear about Krishna, then you will remember Him. And but even if we just, that's why there are festivals, and that's why Srila Prabhupada said, every day should be a festival in Krishna consciousness. But for that to happen, one could think, yeah, but I don't have time. I work, I do this. But the festival, the real festival, every day that we can have, is that we can personally be with Krishna for 2 hours a day by chanting japa. Krishna offers us that opportunity. I will come and personally sit down with you for 2 hours. Or you can do 24 hours, but most of us 2 hours is enough. And in our present conditioned state. But Krishna said, as long as you want, I will be there. But I will be there if you pay attention. Otherwise, if you turn on your automatic pilot, the mouth keeps going, but the heart and the mind, we were discussing this today. Srimati Radharani, when she saw Krishna in Kurukshetra, she said, Anyara Hridher, Man, Mori Man Vrindavana, Mani Vani Kikoro Jani. That I know everyone, wherever their heart is, that's where their mind goes. But my mind and my heart are in Vrindavan. I cannot take my mind or my heart out of Vrindavan. Therefore, Krishna, you have to come back with me. This is Jagannath. So, whatever our heart meets, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that whatever you meditate on, that is where your heart is. Whatever is the main priority in your life, in your daily activity, that is where your heart is, and that is where your mind will go. So we have to worship the deity. We have to chant the holy name in such a way that our heart is focused on Krishna. Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita, Maya sakta mana aparta yogam yunjam manashvayaha, that fix your mind on me and make your mind attached to me. Man mana bhavamat bhakto mam yaji mam namaskuru. That always think of me, be my devotee, worship me, and perform all your activities as an offering to me. So Krishna is giving us the formula. This is the technique of being Krishna conscious. And this festival, that's what it's for. It's not for in a few minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, whatever. I'll leave here and it's over. No. We have to make this. This is the most important thing that we're doing. And we have to cherish it. Just like if you love someone. A young man loves a young girl, vice versa, or you love your wife, or you love your children. Then Srila Prabhupada said, if you just see their shoe, you will think of them. If you have a child, you just see a shoe or some little toy, that you think immediately. You feel the presence of that person. So, if we understand that everything belongs to Krishna, Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, Krishna says, everything belongs to me. Then when we see everything, if we just remember these things, if we hear these things in Bhagavad Gita, and we remember, then we see the speaker. We'll think of Krishna when we see anything. This microphone, everything is Krishna's, everything is meant for glorifying Krishna. and then our consciousness becomes purified. So we have to cherish this moment where Lord Jagannath has given us. Generally, you can't spend 5 hours with the deity. The deity's curtains close, the deity eats, opens again for a few hours, and closes again. What to speak of Bunky Bihari? You open, close, open, close, open, close. So, because they're afraid that Krishna will go away. We should also be afraid that Krishna will go away. Here he is. He has implanted himself in my heart. He has allowed me to be with him for 5+ hours. So please, Krishna, don't go away. Don't let me go back to the Monday morning dismal feeling that now I have to go to work, now I have to go to school, now I have to do this, now I have to do that. But if you want to have to do something better, I have to chant my round. I have to chant the Maha Mantra. But we shouldn't even think I have to do it. We should think I want to do it. I love to do it. This is my most cherished activity. And then it will become our priority. So everything in life is a question of priorities. And the thing that is closest to our heart will be our priority. So let us beg Lord Jagannath at this wonderful moment that he's giving such great mercy to us. Please become my priority. Please be the most important person in my life. And then all the other important persons, they will have meaning. I remember when I first read Bhagavad Gita, then I felt like all the other scriptures I had read, they had meaning. Before I couldn't figure them out. But after I read Bhagavad Gita, then I said, oh, now I understand this, I understand Christ, I understand this. I understood so many things. So, if we bring Jagannath into our heart, we drink the beauty, like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, just before the Rath Yatra in Puri, he asked if he could go into the Pujari room and see Lord. He was so anxious to see Lord Jagannath. And Prataparudra told the head Pujari, whatever he wants, give him. So he begged for that. And Lord Chaitanya went in with a few of his most intimate associates, and they stood for hours. And it says, Krishnadas Kaviraj, that he was drinking in the beauty of Lord Jagannath through his eyes. So when the wives of the Brahmins saw Krishna, they drank his beauty. When the cows hear Krishna's flute, they drink the sweetness of that sound. So we have to learn to drink through our eyes and drink through our ears the beauty and the sweetness of Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi. So anyway, these are some thoughts I had on this wonderful occasion that we have. And of course, we should think that Jagannath is there and his expansion, or his other form. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is here every day in Debe in the form of Nitai Gaura Chandra. So we don't have to wait till next year to see Lord Jagannath. We can see him in his form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda. We can see Balaram and Krishna. And we can feel Subhadra because she's Yoga Maya. When we see them and we feel some happiness, that is Yoga Maya. That is Subhadra enlivening our hearts. So don't wait till next year. Come every day and see the Lord and bring some little offering. Rupa Goswami says, anytime you see the deity, you should bring an offering. But we shouldn't think, well, I don't have so much to offer, so I'll do that, every 3 months. Just a flower, a fruit, water, a leaf. That's all Krishna asks for. Bring some leaves, bring some flowers. Or you can bring something more. And then Krishna will bless you because you've made that effort. Let me make Krishna the priority in my life. So anyway, those are some thoughts I had on this Rath Yatra. Again, I welcome all of you, and please stay tuned for everything else that will be happening today. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
His Holiness Guru Prasad Swami Maharaj ki.